This is our interview with Lucas Colombo from Kondor Blue about their new Panasonic S1H cage.
The Cinema 5D virtual show is brought to you by B&H, the professional source for all your video needs. CVP, the leading specialist in creative cine, video, and photo solutions. Fujifilm, value from innovation. Sattler, set your ideas in motion. And Nanlite, professional lighting solution.
Hello everyone, welcome to cinema5d.com. My name is Graham Ayler-Sheldon. This is our virtual trade show, and I'm here with Lucas from Kondor Blue. Hello, Lucas.
Hey, Graham. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, all things considered. So, I'm embarrassed to say I'm not as familiar with Kondor Blue as I think probably some other folks are, but I was really excited when I found you guys on Instagram, started looking through some of your products, and it all just seems like generally useful stuff for filmmakers. But don't let me put you in a box. Why don't you tell everyone what Kondor Blue is as a company? I know you guys have been around just about a year or so. So what is Kondor Blue, Lucas?
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't be surprised if you hadn't heard of us just yet. I mean, we are just over a year old now, and it started mainly with Blackmagic, the whole new Pocket Cinema 4K, 6K kind of revolution, if you may. Those cameras just really blew up. And at that time, when they had first come out, there weren't really any good rigs, accessories, or cables for them to do the most basic production with them. So that's where we really found our home and started there in designing products. I was going to go out with Vincent Laforet and shoot some demo footage for them before the camera had come out. So we're going out to Wyoming in the snow in like some real documentary type of conditions, and there weren't any rigs for the camera. There may be, I take it back, it's probably one or two companies that had announced a rig, a cage of some sort, and but there wasn't things like a cable, like a D-tap cable to power the camera, because we're not going to be switching LP6s all day with gloves in the cold and the snow. Like, that wasn't going to be very useful. So that's when I started thinking, this is something we need. I already had some connections on how we can do that, and so we created some prototypes for that shoot, which then obviously grew into what Kondor Blue is today. But that's where it all came from. I mean, I remember when I saw the cable that we needed it was an $80 cable. But there's only one company that was making it, and knowing on my end historically like how much something costs to manufacture, it's a little bit of a disrespect, and I know a lot of my colleagues feel like that, where they see filmmaking equipment that is overpriced just because it's filmmaking equipment. So that's one of the major things we're trying to correct here with Kondor Blue, is we want to give fair pricing to everybody, high quality pricing, or high quality products, I should say, and back them up with customer service, customer experience, and lifetime warranty. So basically everything that I didn't have as a filmmaker working, I wanted to just change that. If we were going to make a brand, if we were going to create accessories for filmmakers, let's do it what we would wish that they would do for us.
Yeah, well, I think that's a great goal. And I got to say, you mentioned a cable, an $80 cable. That was one of the first things I noticed when I was sort of scrolling through your website, is there's this 2-pin LEMO to D-tap cable, super common in like everything that you have on a camera, right? And then you guys are selling it for much less, like here it is, $34.99. And I've seen it as high as $99 various places. So yeah, I mean, just because it is for filmmakers and it is quote unquote highly specialized doesn't mean it can't be at a price that, we can afford. So I appreciate that mission statement. Well, look, Lucas, I reached out to you today for the virtual trade show to talk about your Panasonic S1H cage. I mean, the S1H is making quite a splash. It's part of the L-Mount Alliance, so there's a lot of really cool glass from Leica, Sigma, etc. for that camera. Why don't you tell me about the cage specifically, and then just some of the design ideas behind it?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's one of our brand new announcements here. Unfortunately, we're not at an AB, but it's cool to have this chance to be able to virtually announce things and talk to you guys. The S1H is another one of those big game-changing cameras, it seems, with a full frame and 6K, and now with RAW, thanks to the Atomos. So it was kind of a no-brainer for us to try to, support that and support Panasonic users. One of the things that we noticed and that we've heard from mirrorless users, DSLR users, is they like to be able to also take it out, because it's not just a film or a video camera, right? It's also a photos and a stills camera. I kind of designed it so it's a quick release system here, so you can just slide this off and then the whole camera comes off and you don't have to deal with the cage. Or if you want to shoot, you can put it back on. But it's very lightweight. We have quarter 20s all across, obviously cold shoe mounts, NATO top handle. And the cool thing about this top handle is it actually has a start stop record button on it. It's controlled through LANC protocol, and that'll go right into the S1H.
Very cool. So can you break down the pricing and the different styles of the 3 different Panasonic S1H rigs that you have here today?
Yeah, absolutely. The most basic is what I just showed you here. It's the cage with the top handle with the LANC controller remote. That starts at $189.99. And then as you build up, we have some pre-built rigs for you. We have the base rig and we have the studio rig. And the base rig is at $299.99. And the fully built out studio rig is $799. So the base rig will give you basically the base plate with the rods. And this is a base plate that we've designed to be able to be easily mounted, side loaded. So if you guys are used to sliding big rigs into the Manfrotto or to whatever, it really becomes quite cumbersome, at least in our experience.
On a dovetail, yeah.
Right, exactly. In fact, let me see. I have one right here that I could show you. So this is basically what the studio would look like, the studio rig. This is the 6K version for the Blackmagic, but the only thing swapping out would be the cages for the S1H. So this studio rig is what'll go with most of our cages, and it features the base plate and the rods, handles and everything, V-mount. The base would be everything except for the arms and the battery plate. So that's an example of it. All these cables are separate. In fact, we have cable packs for each camera. But yeah, so you can really build it out how you want though. So if, depending on the accessories you want, we've built those rigs just to make it easier for you. And actually there's a slight discount on each rigs as well, as opposed to buying them all separately individually. But yeah, if you want to add a magic arm, if you want to add different components, but they're all built to be efficient. So they all have quick release, they have side load, rosettes or quick release as well, so you don't have to use any tools on that. And the tools that you might need are already magnetized onto the base plate and things like that. So
very cool. Well, Lucas, thank you so much for walking me through the new Panasonic S1H cage that you guys put together. And before I let you go, you know, since I'm still new to you guys, can you tell me a little bit about your plan over the next couple years? I mean, you're a year into this, you already have, I don't know, something like 60 SKUs, so you're already getting a lot of products out there. What does the next couple years look like for you guys? How are you going to decide sort of which cameras to support? I know you're filmmakers too, so that might play into like what your favorite cameras are, etc. But yeah, tell us about the plan here.
Yeah, it all definitely plays into what we hear back as feedback, and obviously what we see as being used in the industry. Right now is kind of an exciting time with some of these nice announcements. I know Canon announced the R5 and the C300. The C500 Mark II also has the same body. So these are cameras that we'd probably be jumping in and supporting. In fact, there's already talks on all of that, and we're having a lot of customers reaching out and asking, will you be supporting the R5? Will you be supporting the C500, C300 lines from Canon? Same as Fuji X-T4 and things like that. So it really is about hearing what customers want, what feedback there is out there. I know you're familiar with Grant Petty and Blackmagic Design, and I just a huge fan of his vision and how he runs his company and how he's helped to revolutionize filmmaking and in a sense democratize filmmaking by giving sensational quality products at a good, fair price where people can get into it. And that's similar to what we're trying to do here. We're excited for what is to come. We're excited for the products that we're designing currently. We have some under works that we're going to be releasing in early summer as well. Along with the S1H cage, we have some other products such as these lightweight rods, for example. They're aluminum, but they've designed with these hollow holes to keep it strong but lighter weight. There's just a lot of little things that we're putting out there to make life easier for filmmakers, knowing that we know how it is. You know, we're out there in the trenches every day creating our own features and documentaries and commercials. So
very cool, Lucas. Well, you know, as you go forward developing new products, please keep the Cinema 5D team on your mailing list, because we want to hear about your new stuff. And thank you so much for taking some time with me here today, and stay healthy and stay safe.
Yeah, thanks so much, Graham. I appreciate it. You too.
All right, everybody. Thank you for watching the Cinema 5D virtual trade show and our coverage of the new Kondor Blue Panasonic S1H cages. Stay tuned for more continuing coverage from our virtual trade show. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.